The NHS in the UK have had the craziest last 3 years. From being the concrete foundation of the UK during the pandemic, they've saved, affected and benefited thousands, if not millions of lives in the UK. But 3 years on, as we move away from COVID, the UK government haven't really shown much in the way of thanks. And as the NHS staff survive on crackers and tidbits because they don't get the time to eat properly, as the hospitals they work in literally fall apart because there's no budget for repairs, and with the lovely, amazing nurses having their pay barely rising in line with inflation, we need to do more. We need to, as the British public, do more because the government haven't done enough. So I want to help, and in the only way I know how to. Food. As the chef of the renowned curry house City Spice, I am cooking and donating 5,000 boxes of chicken and vegan biryani over the course of Christmas to NHS nurses across London and the South East. Because over the course of Christmas, while myself and other families all across the UK are celebrating with their loved ones and drowning in eggnog,
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
these superheroes are still working and putting in the night shifts, all ensuring that we are okay. And I'm going to personally deliver these boxes of biryani, and just to make the nurses smile a bit, I'm going to dress like a fat prick.
Bro, what is this?
It's a bit big. I will cook 5,000 boxes of vegan and chicken biryani, deliver it to over 25 hospitals across London, and aim to raise just shy of £14,000 for the NHS wellbeing facilities, for the nurses, and also for food banks. Why I'm donating to food banks, I'll explain later. But first, join me tonight on my first delivery to Whitfield Hospital in London. Let's make biryani for the NHS this Christmas. This is Blue Light Biryani. Before we begin this video, guys, I just want to remind you to like, share and subscribe. But more importantly today, like and share the GoFundMe link in the description box below, and also this video. By doing this, we can raise awareness about the plight of the NHS going into this winter, and more importantly, recognising them for the hard work that they've done over the last 3 years, raising awareness for their pay. And just to reaffirm, the donation from you guys is not going to go towards the cost of the biryani. That's coming from the restaurant at City Spice and myself. The donations that you guys provide us through this GoFundMe campaign will go to food banks in London that nurses are now visiting, and also for the wellbeing facilities at nurses in their hospital. Thank you guys for watching. Please do like and share this video. Please, let's spread the word. This is the Blue Light Biryani campaign. Let's help the NHS. Once we cooked up the biryani, which as you can see from this time lapse, as you can see, literally a crazy amount of biryani. You got the chicken one here and the vegetable one here. We just want to do something good for the NHS, and we really hope, you know, it looks nice, it smells nice. I know it's going to be tasty, so hopefully the NHS nurses will love it. It took us about 5 huge pots, and when I say huge, they were huge. Here's me comparing it to my head, and my head is big. And apart from a slight eating issue, bro, what are you doing?
Nothing.
You're fired. Okay, so we just finished one. This is my amazing help man and the rest of the squad. Okay, one which is the vegan one. We just got to box these, the meat ones, finish off the garnishing, get them in their boxes, get them in the car, and to the hospital we'll go. Yes. We successfully managed to box up all of this biryani for the wonderful NHS staff. The next step was just taking it upstairs and loading up the car, which after a lot of huffing and puffing, because the biryanis were quite heavy, we successfully loaded up the car. Of course, during this time, I promised the hospital, you know, just to bring a smile to the nurses, that I would dress up as Santa, much to my chagrin at Danish's reaction.
Bro, what is this?
It's a bit big. You're fired. Okay, so I'm all dressed, as you can see. It's all boxed up. It's ready to go. It's very cold, so let's go and get this delivered. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
So a little bit of a panic. We're running a bit late, but we'll get there. Don't worry, Wichita Hospital staff. Santa's coming to town. So we're here at Wichita Hospital, as you can see in the back, ready to drop these biryani off. It's taken me a crazy amount to get this done, but hopefully we can make some, hello,
Hi.
we can make some nurses smile It's Christmas time for all. We're going to be hitting other hospitals, Homerton, St George's, Great Ormond Street. Like I said, hopefully we can hit 5,000 boxes of biryani over the Christmas period. I know I look like an idiot. I know Dan's laughing at me, but if you can, again, donate, the link is in the description. £14,000 we're trying to raise. They will help for the wellbeing facilities of nurses and also donate for the food banks that nurses are now visiting. We then proceeded to unload the car onto a trolley so we could easily move the food into hospital. And we were lucky enough to be invited into the staff canteen to hand out the food. On the way, we made sure to hand food to any of the staff who were just walking around, wishing people a Merry Christmas and continuing our evening to get the first of many hospital deliveries done. Remember guys, the biryani cost is coming from the profits made at City Spice, but we are fundraising to donate the funds that you guys contribute to help develop wellbeing facilities at London hospitals and also to donate to local food banks in London. This is to help the nurses. Please do donate with the GoFundMe link in the description box below. And if you are not able to do so, please do like this video so the YouTube algorithm can push this out to other viewers who can hopefully spread the word and help the NHS. If you really can, please do share the video too. I'm sure we can get the NHS smiling again. We finally made it to the canteen and the staff were delighted with the food. I will show you them enjoying the food, but in minutes the food literally disappeared. But everyone was delighted and I was so happy. It was such an amazing thing to see. I really wish I was not an amateur YouTuber, as it meant the world to me to see the nurses so happy after such a tough time, and I just couldn't capture it on camera. But regardless, within minutes the trolley was empty and the nurses loved the food. We are planning to donate to more and more hospitals throughout Christmas, literally repeating what we are doing. While I was at the hospital, I noticed meal machines, most likely provided by the government, charging £4 for nurses to use. £4 to eat during work, ridiculous. I also had the time to speak to a head nurse who had been working at the hospital since 7 AM. Seeing that it was now 1 AM, that meant that the lovely Lynn had been at the hospital for a whole 18 hours. 18 hours! That is crazy. Since we were fundraising for the hospital, I wanted to sit down with Lynn for a quick chat about the state of the NHS and her opinions. So first thing I just want to say for you guys, so I've been working from 1 PM as a chef, but Lynn has been working since 7 AM today and it's almost 1 AM.
Yes, because I opened the clinic this morning and then I had some to do.
From an economic point of view, nurses are technically worse off than before the pandemic began, in real terms, with inflation, the cost of gas and everything. So I just wanted to speak to you about how you actually think, how you're looking at in terms of what the NHS is doing in nurses. You know, it's tough.
It is tough because staffing issues, there are a lot.
Yeah.
And I know the hospitals per se are trying to get more staff to come in. Yeah. But it will take some time. And then during the pandemic, there hasn't been a lot of teaching. It has been difficult to actually function as a regular hospital wherein there's teaching included. So now we're trying to catch up and to add it all with the pressure of staffing nowadays. Plus, as you've heard, there are lots of patients waiting for beds at times, which is also a sign of the times that now it's going to be winter and it's going to get worse. It's cold as well.
Just there was a vending machine that said meals for the NHS 24/7. It's empty. Also, he's charging £4 for the nurses. Is that a government thing? What are they doing?
I am not sure if it's a government thing, but they have come in. I guess they are helpful in the way they're a bit expensive because when you're a nurse or a doctor, any job that you hold with NHS, sometimes you don't get proper breaks. Yeah. And the only break you can get is to grab something quickly. Yeah. And those are helpful. So I guess if you're not prepared, you haven't managed to, bring something from the outside, from your own house, cook food or grocery, then you have to get there. And then at least the hospital has got a lot of microwaves we can heat our food up. But it is quite expensive. You think about it's not something you could do every day.
How do you think the morale is of your cohort, of your staff, because of everything that's been going on?
It is quite actually difficult to get everybody on board to be cheerful because it's nearly the same that we battle every day with a short staffing. Yeah. And then, as you said, you're worried about work, you're worried about home because the cost of living is going high, isn't it? Yeah. And all across the board, it's the same for everybody, I think.
So the pandemic happened and nurses became one of the most important people, you know, doctors and nurses being one of the most important groups in terms of helping the country look after itself. So I always thought, you know, and especially what the government promised, which was like, after this goes down, we'll help the NHS, we'll fix a lot of things. Obviously now you've got that ex-minister all the way in Australia, which is a bit of a joke. So do you think, I just wanted to ask if you think the NHS is getting the recognition or even the help that it deserves? Not that it needs, that it deserves. It's clear it needs something.
Well, we did appreciate my part as
Yeah.
nurse. I love the clapping.
Yeah.
I cannot take clapping.
Yeah, clapping
to the
doesn't
shop.
feed. Yeah, clapping doesn't take you to
No.
the shop.
No.
Yeah, clapping doesn't
So
help
the
the bank, though.
recognition is actually in the sense that it would be nice to be recognized, to be paid our dues,
Yeah.
to be paid
Exactly.
the right salary.
If you want me to tell people anything, I'm
Then,
happy to.
okay, maybe it would help as well to raise awareness that I do know that right now there's not a lot of news going around with regards to flu.
Yeah.
There's no pandemic or anything, even the COVID. But guys, it's still out there. Make sure just to raise awareness so that we don't get a lot of people coming to A&E.
Okay.
That's not necessary. Get your vaccines done for COVID and both for flu as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And lastly,
Yeah.
please recognize the nurses or all healthcare professionals within all the trusts. We do work hard. We are here for you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. No
very-
problem. So it's 1 a.m. now at Wichita Hospital. We dropped biryani off. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone loved it. I managed to speak to a couple of nurses. I think it's insane that some of them have worked here since early morning and it's now 1 a.m. simply to help other staff and because of the staff shortage. I think we really do need to raise awareness for the NHS once again, steer that conversation back to the fact that the NHS really need help. How long they work, how hard they work, and how little, you know, relative thanks they're given again. Like Lynn said, the claps help, but the claps, she can't take them to the shops. The pay rise that the NHS have got, they're technically worse off than before the pandemic began with their pay rise, not adjusted for inflation. I've done one, I'll be continuing to do many over the course of Christmas. If you do work for a charity that's related to a hospital in London and you do want to get in touch with me, just inquire through my YouTube channel. I'm happy to help the hospitals in any way I can. I can bring more biryani and more food and raise awareness. I am dressed like a prat. This is Niaz Khan. Thank you for choosing Cooking with Khan. So please do donate and I'm sure it will go for wonderful things. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. And a special thanks to my cameraman Dan, because he is a legend.
To help.
He is a legend.
I've got work tomorrow, but
9 a.m. starts.
So
Yeah.
it was much needed.
Thank you guys.